Good morning, y'all, and welcome to Apron Strings. If you've been here before, well, welcome back. And if you haven't, we'll get you a comfortable chair and get you a place right up close where you can see what we're doing, because we're going to cook up some good food. On Apron Strings, I shop some and show you what I've bought. I play the piano and accordion a little bit. I cook a bunch. I talk a whole lot. Do a little bit of gardening, and it's just a hodgepodge of fun stuff. God's blessed me with a good life, and I like to share it with y'all. Now today, it's fall. It's October, and at my house, it's Crocktober. I am lucky, blessed, to have been invited to be a part of the Crocktober collaboration. Now every day this month there will be a different Crockpot or Instapot recipe on our Crocktober collaboration, and there's also a Facebook page, Crocktober Extravaganza, that you can go and join. But if you will look below, there will be a link to every channel that's participating, and you can click on their links and go subscribe to their channel and watch their video when it comes up this month. If you haven't subscribed yet to Apron Strings, I hope you'll subscribe and come back real often and watch. And I love to interact with you, and I love comments. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm marching real fast toward 10,000 subscribers, and I am so excited. I'm going to have a big giveaway when I get to 10,000. So you might want to check back and get your name in the pot. There are going to be several good gifts. Now today, what I'm going to be making is buffalo chicken sliders. It's easy. The Crockpot makes everything easy and tasty, and it's good because you can make it for just a few in a little bitty Crockpot, or you can make it for a bunch if you got a crowd coming. So I'm going to get y'all over to the Crockpot, and we're going to get everything in there and get it cooking for about 5 or 6 hours, and then we'll come back and finish it up. Now I'm going to do lots of stuff during that 5 or 6 hours, and y'all just going to blink your eyes and it'll be past and we'll see what we're doing. Okay, come on over to the counter and we'll see what's going on with the buffalo chicken. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is put a Crockpot liner in my Crockpot. You don't have to, but it sure makes cleanup easier. Let me get that in. Recipe calls for 4 to 5 large chicken breast or chicken breast, but I'm going to be using the ones that in this package, they're organic, that I got at Costco, and there's 3 in here, but they're pretty good size. So that's what I'm going to do, because it's just me and Troy here, and unless the grandkids come, I'm going to have a lot left over to freeze. So I'm going to use the same amount of seasoning that the original recipe called for, but I'm not going to put as much chicken in. I'm going to add a couple of cloves of garlic that I have chopped. And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of onion powder just over the chicken for seasoning. I'm going to put 1 package of dry ranch mix. And if y'all can't get this where you live, there's a lot of recipes out there for making your own ranch dressing, and it's not hard to do. So if you can't find it, it's easy to make. Now you can use the plain original ranch. I'm going to use the Fiesta. It has a little bit more punch to it. So I'm just going to, it's got some pepper in it, so I'm going to sprinkle it in. And then the kicker is a large bottle of Frank's Red Hot, or your choice of red hot sauce. And we're just going to pour that over our chicken. The vinegar in the hot sauce helps to tenderize your chicken, but the flavor is wonderful. So now all I'm going to do is put my lid on, and I'm going to set my Crockpot on low. I've got it on low, and I want it to cook for 5 to 6 hours on low. And then we'll come back and I'll show you what we're going to do and put it on our sweet Hawaiian rolls, and we're going to have a feast. Okay, y'all, I have already had the lid off and checked it, and it's ready to shred. I mean, it's just So what you do after it's cooked 5 to 6 hours, you're going to shred it. I'm trying to be careful not to poke a hole in this liner because most of the time that's what I do. I get all happy over here and then it didn't do me any good to use it. I've got a mess in my pot anyhow. Just going to shred it up. And I know if I'd get another fork, I could do it a little bit better, but I'm doing pretty good with one. Now this is spicy, and it's spicy of course because of the Frank's Red Hot. But that's the whole idea of buffalo wings, right? You get some spice. So this is a copycat of buffalo wings. Now if you end up with way too much juice in here, you drain it. But we're not going to end up with too much juice. It looks like it's going to be just about right. This is also good done with boneless, skinless thighs. I actually like the texture of the meat better when you use thighs. But I'm going to tell y'all a story about this chicken breast. My friend and I were at Costco, and here she came with her buggy, and it had about 4 big packages. You know, they do their chicken in 4 things hooked together. And she said, girl, they marked this wrong, and there's 4 of them. Do you want 2 of them? Well, it was the organic, boneless, skinless chicken breast that had been marked, and it said whole chicken. So the whole thing was $13 versus nearly $30 for the others over there in the case. So every time we go, we check to be sure if they've made a mistake. But I wanted to use some of that chicken breast in this recipe. See, the good Lord blesses you in all different kinds of ways. When you put your tithes and offerings in at church, you never know what kind of blessing you're going to get in return, because the Bible says that He'll give it to you good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So just remember that. You can't outgive God. All right, and every little thing is a blessing. Don't discount anything because they all add up in the long run. I'm going to get over here and show y'all how I'm going to put this on my good Hawaiian Sweet Bun, but I didn't buy the Hawaiian brand. I've got Nature's Own or something was the brand, I'm not going to make the little bitty sliders like the little roll size. I'm going to do a regular sandwich bun because my guys might as well eat one big one as 4 little ones. Okay, I got it all shredded up and ready to make my sandwiches. So I'm going to show y'all what I put out to serve it with. Now you can just put the meat on a bun, but I like to have some choices and I like some crunch. So let me get my goodies out that I'm going to serve with it, and I'll be right back. Those of y'all that don't know and haven't been to my channel before, I have a really good tip on how to keep celery for a month or better in your ice box. Now, being interpreted, an ice box is a refrigerator, but I grew up calling it an ice box. If you will take your celery and wrap it in tin foil, and what I do is take a paper towel and dry it real good and wrap it in tin foil, it'll keep and keep and keep and keep. And ordinarily, if you leave it in the little plastic bag that you bring it home from the store, it sweats in there or something, and before you know it, you got a mushy mess. And if you just lay it down in your vegetable crisper, well, it doesn't stay crisp. It gets kind of limp and nasty. So I want to show y'all what I'm going to do with the rest of my celery, because I made some celery sticks to go with my sliders, and y'all see that in a minute. But I'm going to tilt the camera down where I can show you what I did. I just pulled me off a big old piece of foil, and I didn't get it quite long enough because I happened to think about this at the last minute. So I just take and roll it up to where when I unroll it, I can use the same piece of foil. It won't tear so bad. I make sure that my ends are crimped and closed. And I just put that in the crisper, and let me tell you, try it if you don't believe me. You'll have crisp, fresh celery for a month to 6 weeks. I've had it last 2 months. So that's just a tip on how to keep your celery fresh instead of letting it ruin after about a week when you've paid $1.30 for it. Okay, y'all, I've kind of made a charcuterie board with my buffalo slider ingredients. I've got my ranch dressing, and of course my meat. I have some shredded lettuce, some Monterey Jack cheese, my celery, and some coleslaw mix that gives it a crunch if you like that on your sandwich, and my Hawaiian buns. Now the board that I'm using, I have a friend who makes these, and he'll make them to order for you. And I will leave a link below where you can contact him if you'd like to see what he has or talk to him about making you a charcuterie board. He has all different styles. He actually makes wooden dominoes. He makes all kinds of stuff. With Christmas coming, it's something nice to think about. So I will leave a link to JJ's Woodworks below, and or Shopworks, I think is the name of it. And y'all can talk to JJ about making you a board to give for Christmas or to use for your gatherings, because it's fixing to be the gathering season. I wanted to give y'all a heads up on the little plastic containers that I've used. I got these at Dollar Tree, and I think there's 10 or 12 of them for $1. And see, they were just perfect to put little bits of stuff on here. So if you man your charcuterie board and keep refilling them, you can get more variety on there with small portions. Or you can just do it however you want to. They're good for dessert. If you make a salad that you need to keep on ice, put ice in your tray and put your fruit or your salad and nestle it down in the ice. These things are wonderful for $1. Just putting in a plug, I did hear that Dollar Tree's fixing to go up. I don't know how much up, so if there's something you want from Dollar Tree, you better go stock up on it. But they're over there in the party section if you want to get some of them. Just thought I would share that with y'all. Here's what my charcuterie board looks like without the stuff on it. I wanted to show y'all. And you can order pretty well what color that you would want, what kind of wood. And what he did on this one, he put some little things on the bottom that holds it up off of the table, and I really like that. But I wanted to show y'all what JJ just does excellent work. So I thought y'all might want to order Christmas gifts or get one for your own use, but I wanted you to see up close how nice his work is. Now I'm going to make me a sandwich. Troy had to run to town. He's doing a whole lot better. For y'all that know, we've been battling COVID, but thank God we're over it. I found this little plate, and I've already used it in one of my videos at Home Goods. So if you want just one or two, if you got a friend coming over and you want to do a cute little something, go somewhere like that sells individual stuff, and Hobby Lobby, of course, and get you a plate or two, and it just adds to the festivity. Now I'm just gonna, I like crunch on mine, so I'm gonna take my bun and put me a little bit of ranch dressing on it. And I like it on both sides. I have a friend, he was a preacher, Brother Gerald, and he was a prankster. And his wife had a wreck, and she was in a brace, and so she said, "Honey, would you make me a sandwich?" He said, "Well, sure." And she said, "And put mayonnaise on both sides of the bread." He said, "I can do that." Y'all, he went in the kitchen and he put mayonnaise on both sides of both pieces of the bread, made a beautiful sandwich, and brought it back to her. Now, he thought that was just slap your leg funny, but she didn't. But anyhow, both sides of the bread generally means the inside of both pieces, don't y'all think? Okay, I'm going to put some of my meat on it. That meat is so good. It tastes like, we like the buffalo wings at Hart's Chicken. And that's what, well, I'll be Johnny. I just dumped that celery right over. And that's what this tastes like. It's good. And now I want a little bit of the slaw mix, but I want a little bit of the iceberg lettuce, or you could use, of course, whatever. And I want some cheese on it. That's what I want on my bun. But I want me a piece or two of celery on the side. And probably when I make Troy's plate, Troy will get some potato chips on his. I'm going to slice this in half and taste of it and show y'all how good it is, where you want to hurry up and, I know you're just leaving your crock pot on the counter where you can make each recipe, but you need to hurry up and make this one. It's good and easy, and you can make it really pretty. If I'd had some of that curly lettuce to put in among this, it'd been a showstopper, but I didn't have that. But what I do have is pretty, and it's pretty good tasting. So let me get it cut, and I'll show y'all how good it is. Okay, y'all, I went ahead and made my sandwich, and I decided Troy wasn't the only one that could have some potato chips. So I'm gonna eat a bite of this for y'all. Then I'm gonna go sit down at the table and finish eating, and then I'm gonna edit this video and get it ready for y'all to see Saturday. That's tomorrow. The thing to do in making your board is to put some of the regular size buns and some of the little slider size. That way people could do whatever they wanted to. But I'm gonna get a bite of this, and I know it's gonna be messy, so I brought me a paper towel over here. That's absolutely delicious. And you could take one chicken breast and just cover it well good with your hot sauce and put you a little bit of ranch mix in there and cook a little bit if you wanted to. But this would even be good on a baked potato. There's so many variations that you could use it for. So I hope y'all will try it and come back and let me know what you think about it and if you liked it. And I got about 400 and something more videos. Y'all can go back and watch some of them. Lots of good recipes. Now see, I live in Texas, and most of what I cook is Sunday dinner worthy. It's family reunion worthy. Good old Southern comfort food. So if on one day you decide not to be real healthy and you want to cook something that'll just warm your body and your soul and make you happy, come look at some of the videos and cook some of my casseroles and some of the dishes that I've got on the channel. I'm so glad y'all stopped by today. And thank you, Jenny, for inviting me to Crocktober. And I'm fixing to sit down and have my lunch, and then I'll get my video edited, and y'all will get to enjoy it tomorrow. Happy Crocktober, y'all. The good Lord bless you.